My friends, Americans aren't what they used to be, and I say that with a heavy heart. When last we were tuned in to Real Truth, starring Howard Real, that's me, I had just started talking about the End of the American Dream blog's article, 22 Surveys to Prove Americans Never Want to Go Back to the Way America Used to Be. It began, if you'll remember, yesterday's show with this. For a long time, a great battle has been fought to determine the future direction of this country, and at this point, one thing has become exceedingly clear. America is never going to be the country that it once was. My friends, at that point, the show ended, and I promised I'd be back today with the list of 22 things that prove this. And here I am. I'm as good as my word. Let's go through it. Number one, according to an American Bar Association survey, only 38% of all Americans know that the U.S. Constitution is the highest law in the land. Number two, according to a new survey conducted by researchers at Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, 76% of Americans support red flag gun laws. Number three, a recent Rasmussen survey discovered 28% of all Democrats actually believe it should be illegal to be a member of the NRA. Number four, a survey just conducted by the Pew Research Center found that 56% of Americans trust law enforcement authorities to use facial recognition technology responsibly, even though it horribly violates our privacy laws. 5. 70% of Americans support Medicare for all, a nationalized, socialized, single-payer health system. Number 6, 46% of Americans have taken at least one pharmaceutical drug within the last 30 days. Number 7, 59% of Americans support Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's proposal to raise the top tax rate to 70%. Number 8, when asked to name the greatest president in their lifetimes, more Americans name Barack Obama than anyone else by a wide margin. Folks, let me jump in here for a second. That last one absolutely terrifies me. Number 9, 58% of American adults under the age of 35 agree that some version of socialism would be good for the country. My friends, that also terrifies me. Number 10, one survey discovered that 1/3 of all American teenagers have not read a single book in the past year. My friends, if that describes your teenager, then you, not them, you deserve a whack in the side of the head. Number 12, one very alarming survey found the average American spends 86 hours a month on a cell phone. Number 13, 49% of Americans say not having Wi-Fi would ruin their vacation. 14, 34% of pet-owning adults in the United States say that their pet is their, quote, favorite child. 15, according to a Quinnipiac University poll from last year, 63% of all Americans want to keep Roe versus Wade in place. 16, according to the Pew Research Center, 61% of Americans now support gay marriage. Only 31% of Americans are against it. 17, 45% of U.S. college students believe the phrase, "in God we trust," should be removed from our currency. 18, over the last 3 decades, the number of Americans with no religion has increased by 266%. 19, during the 2016 election, more than 40% of Americans did not know who was running for vice president from either of the major parties. Number 20, only 26% of Americans can name all 3 branches of government. 21, one very shocking survey found that 74% of Americans don't even know how many amendments there are to the Constitution. And number 22, according to a survey conducted last year, Americans from the age of 18 to 29 favor Democrats over Republicans by a 66% to 32% margin. And so here I sit. You guys tune in every day, at least you should be tuning in every day, hoping that I will make sense of the world for you, and I will give it my best shot. American society has been dumbed down to the point where we are easily manipulated, easily lied to. We don't read books. We don't read anything more challenging than maybe a headline on Facebook or a tweet. We can't tell the good guys from the bad guys. And because of all this, and because our education system no longer tells children why they should be proud of this country and what makes it great, because of all these things, we have become, not completely, but in large part, a nation of ignorant sheep. If you weren't able to hear that, please move a little closer to the radio. We have become, in large part, a nation of ignorant sheep. We don't know and we don't care. We don't care to know. We have better things to think about. TV shows, sports, movies, electronic games. Folks, we are like the fatted calf waiting to be slaughtered. Now, that slaughter would have commenced in high gear had Hillary Clinton been elected president. But thank God she wasn't. And so we've gotten a reprieve. We need to do something with this extra time. We need to become better. We need to start reading books again. And I don't mean Harlequin romances. I mean worthwhile books. We need to get involved with our children and teach them why they're lucky to live in this country. What's so great about the United States of America? What's so great about the Constitution? And why their own lives have meaning. Because the drift, the cultural drift that I see, bespeaks a population that no longer knows its reason for being. Why are we here on Earth? We just happen to be born and we're here for 90 or 100 years and then we go away. Is there nothing more to it than that? Well, there is. I suggest people today don't know the value of their lives, which is why they can casually get an abortion and think nothing of it. They don't value the great men and great women who've come before us and sacrificed in order to build what we have. And they are just accidents, victims waiting to happen before the combined power of liberal politicians and the media. Folks, we're like sheep in a pen. And America cannot survive if Americans don't decide to be better, smarter, better educated, better informed, and more active. That's why a piece of trash like Hillary Clinton can come close to being president, because we're too dumb to realize what a horror show she was. On that happy note, it's Thursday. This is Real Truth, and I'll be back.
Do you remember the energy crisis of the 70s? A lot of people panicked. We came up with a solution. The best way to insulate your house, save you money, and increase your comfort. The best way to air seal and add insulation to your attic. The best way to insulate your wall cabinets, whether your house has brick, aluminum, steel, vinyl, wood, glass, stucco, or comfortable. Even if your walls were previously insulated. The best way to perform energy assessments and the best way to help our customers qualify for 43 years later, a lot has changed. A lot of our competition has come and gone. A few things have happened. Still family-owned and operated. We still develop new methods and techniques. We are still saving energy, more importantly, saving our customers. Best Way Installation, founded in 1976. 303-469-0808. That's 303-469-0808. Join us and don't miss a moment of the Alex Jones Show